Hello, Christy.
Hi.
Welcome back to Talk Tuesday. This is Dr. Lori Trout. I am the Executive Director and founder of GROW, Grace Restores Overcoming Women. So last week we had Miss Christi Pennington. See, I got to get her name right. She talked about her transformation, her transitioning when she came from the justice system. We're going to say this and be politically correct, the justice system, and came into GROW. Well, I want to stay in that same vein, but I want to ask you a question. Why is it so difficult for women when they come out of incarceration or from the justice system? Or what was it like for you? Was it an easy transition or not?
For me, it wasn't really. You come out automatically kind of scared because you feel like wondering what everybody's thinking, if somebody's going to know that you've done, just feeling like you're going to get judged all over again. But I was excited, starting out, staying in a new home. But I was scared because just feeling the overwhelmingness of, what do I got to do now? Like, I got to get a job, I got to get an ID, I need to get a car, I need to, so many things that you want to get done, and you just feel like you don't want to disappoint anybody. So my first thing I wanted to get done was to get that ID. So that was a big milestone for me. So I actually did get a job though right away without having an ID. By the grace of God, I had a mom and pop shop that hired me right away, just going off the trust system. But no, the ID, that was the big deal. So took me 5 times to actually get it. And
I remember.
Yeah. So Lori was actually there with me every single time. It was kind of embarrassing, but it was just a challenge because I went through a divorce while I was incarcerated, and so I had so many different paperwork I had to have, the divorce papers. I had to have my marriage certificate and my birth certificate. My birth certificate said one thing, and then marriage license, and it's just every time I tried to have something, it just wasn't good enough. Like my marriage license, I thought I was all good because I had it, but then it said duplicate, so they would not take it. So I kind of got a little angry, and I had to pray to Jesus on that because some of the people weren't very polite to me.
Exactly.
And I remember there was one good day I had that I went, and they by the grace of God, they let me slide through, but I took the test, and because I had to do it all, I had to take the test and the driving test. But that one time I got through, this other place was just really nice to me. They let me in, but then I got nervous because I freak out on tests. But I missed one question too many because I haven't taken a test since I was in high school, so it's been a few moons since then. So, but I didn't pass. So I was just flustered. And then another time I went, that was that time that I think I had the birth certificate issue or the marriage license. But finally, I got everything all together, and I finally got it. But it's just, if it wasn't for the support I had from Lori, I probably would have been. I was sitting in that waiting room just crying, and I was just like, if this is how it's going to start out for me, I said I don't want to do this anymore. I was just bawling, and I was like, I should have just go back, and. If it was just that one thing that was struggling for me, and I was like, this should be a simple thing to do, but I was like, it was just so hard, and then you just feel like everybody's against you, but she prayed for me, every time, and that last time, and it was just like a big celebration when I finally got that driver's license. But I just remember because of what happened to me, I didn't want that to happen to anybody else, so I asked Lori if we could talk to the reentry lady in Topeka and see if we could. I was like, I don't want anybody to go through this again. This was embarrassing. So Lori went to
Congresswoman Sharice David's office. We went to the governor's office and talked with her workers there, and then other organizations was also, advocating for change, because, as you're saying that, thoughts are going through my head like, there's been many women that have said, if I got to go through this, I'd rather go back to prison. And that should not be the way it should be for anybody. And it's like the world is against them, and they've already been in this place. The people are more friendly on the inside than when they come on the outside. Society should not be that way. Yeah. But they're facing this. I mean, you're coming out scared. You don't know exactly what you're going to face, and then you deal with that. And I remember the one lady she was so mean to you, and I was like, lady, who's going to show you a prison ID besides the person that it belongs to? So those things, those struggles, and they eventually got that changed, I believe, right?
Yeah. Now, thank God for the people that we did. After I shared my story with them, now the ladies are coming out with they get an ID. So then that way, at least when they come out, then once they have that ID, then now they can get their driver's license much faster. But I just remember, like, I got that job, and like, thank God for that job. But then because I didn't have my ID. I mean, I couldn't get my driver's license, so it was the driver's license. But finally, I got the ID, so then I was able. But I had that my first paycheck I got from my job, and I was so excited. It was only like a little $300, but I mean, I felt like I was a millionaire.
Yeah, I remember that.
But Lori helped me out with that too. So I couldn't even open a bank account. So just little things you take for granted, like having that ID, and then getting a job. You can't have a driver's license, so you can't drive. So, and then just cashing a check. So I had no way to have money. So I was like, what else is going to go wrong here? And so if it wasn't for Lori, then I wouldn't have had money to buy groceries or things I needed. So, but that was the definite worst thing that I had to deal with, I think.
But what about the women that come out and don't have a support? What happens,
Well, that's where hopefully we come into place, because we try to immediately connect them to other groups, like women's groups and stuff. But and we all have our roommates, and that's just what we have to do. And we try to teach them to focus on yourself right now. So like, I luckily had my kids, and my ex-husband was there for me through a lot of it. But it was great to have those friendships, but I just immediately got connected with the church. We went to Church of the Harvest. They're huge supporters of us. And
very big.
Gosh, they helped me get clothes. So many people, donations for clothes, and anything we needed, they were there. And then doing prison ministry at Freedom Initiative. I just immediately got connected with a big circle of people that I never would have thought of that I ever would have hung out the old me, because I was scared of people from that had been incarcerated. So who would have thought all my circle of friends would be people that have done time. So but
that's funny you're saying that you were scared to hang out with people. And when God told me to open the ministry, I was going to focus only at the adult residential center in Gardner, because that's not prison.
Right.
But then when he said go large and go, deal with prison, I'm like, prison? I didn't know what to expect. But these women are women just like you and I. And some, they have made their mind up when they come out that they're going to focus on becoming a positive citizen and getting their life together. And grant you, some don't. We can't save everybody.
Right.
But, I just feel for those ladies that come out and don't have someone to support them or someone to help them, because it is a long journey.
Yeah. And that's what I like with me. Like, I can now say I've been in their shoes, and I know what they're going through, and so that makes it easy for them to talk to like me, and then talk to Lori, and we know how it feels to go through all that trauma. So that's why, like, as soon as a lady comes out and comes into Grow, like, that's the first thing I want to do. Hey, what do we need to get so we can get you going, so you can start feeling like you can give back to society and just feel successful, and just know that we just want to lift them up, because we might be the only person that they have, or
so true.
We might be their only Jesus. So, and they need that, and so we want to fill that gap for them, and like get that driver's license. I just took a girl today, and we're just
wonderful.
Like, she got a job. So
wonderful. So and that's there are other organizations, Oxford houses, sobriety houses, but I feel we're different. We are serving the same purpose in a sense. Number one is Jesus in our because we are faith-based. But our heart is in this because we've gone through this and we want to show these ladies that they are valuable. We want to show them Christ, let them see Christ in us. And we are here to encourage them, to help lift them up, to motivate them. We're their cheerleaders to let them know they got this. They got this. And then I see, the girls were encouraging each other. That just makes my day. Yeah. To see that.
Yeah, and last night, for example, I got to have a meeting with some of the ladies, and like 6 months ago, I never would have seen this happen, but one of the girls, it was awesome.
She told me.
She prayed.
Oh my God.
And never would have thought that would have happened. So
wow.
I was just like about to do cartwheels out in the yard. I was so excited because she's opening up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is, we both got tears here. We're going to be like,
they're good tears. But no, it's just like when you see God working in someone's life, it just it's just like you just want to high five God all the time. And then,
yes.
I don't know. It's just like God really does have, like, He takes your mess and turns it into a message.
He does.
And He just, like I told the girls last night, I was like, look at where you are now compared to where you were 6 months ago. And it was like, you're all capable of being leaders, and you can set examples to others. And I was like, you've got to be a leader that you would want to follow. Yes. So if you can't lead somebody, how do you expect others to look up to you? So they all they took that in pretty good. So I think they're all encouraging each other and messaging each other every day. And I was like, you guys this is your sisterhood right here.
Yes.
And I was like, and some of the ladies are like, what more can we do? They want to start going to all these different things. Like we have Anchor Her that's for women, and I don't know. I'm just so excited to see God moving in that house, and then I visit each of the houses, and I love watching God working in all of their lives now.
That is awesome. So in case you missed it last week, Christi is the program assistant, and so she works with the house leads that we have. And, fortunately, praise God, thank God, all of our houses are full, and we're still getting calls. Ladies are needing housing. And so our God is faithful. We are faith-based. We're trusting in Him every day to provide what we need. He does it. He just blows my mind. I am just like, who would ever thought? Because I certainly didn't. And it's like, my God. And so these girls are growing, and you know what? They're getting ready to go to the Joyce Meyer conference. I was just bawling this morning because to think of these ladies saying, and it's not a mandatory thing. The offer was put out there, and they said, yes, I want to go. Count me in. I'm in. And to see and to just think about what's going to happen at this conference. All these speakers and these singers and everything, but them to be a part of something like that, and that's going to be life-changing. I am just excited. I just thank God we always need partners to come along and support GROW. We do have bills. We do have maintenance needs and things for our houses. We actually check us out on our website, www.growgracerestores.org, and then of course hit that subscribe button. Follow us on YouTube. We're new at this, but I know God is getting the word out there. And so, Christi, in closing, what would you say to any of the ladies that are coming out and really don't know what they're going to do?
Just don't give up, because you've got immediate support, and don't be scared to ask for help, because I was stubborn. So if Lori wouldn't have got me through this, then I don't know. That was a big deal for me that she was there by my side. But just don't give up, because that's just what the enemy wants you to do, and then go back and reoffend on purpose just so you can go back to prison or jail, wherever you came from. It's not worth it. God has a much bigger plan for your life, so just stay strong and courageous and know that He's got a plan for you.
And I like that. We have signs in all the rooms. don't give up. And there's a reading or writing, I don't even know where we got, I think Bill picked it up, my husband, from somewhere. And I definitely want to say thank you to my husband Bill and to Christy's husband Bo. They are supporters of us. They help us do whatever we need to do. And I would tell any lady, you know, I thank God for Christy because she is a major help. And we are here to help anyone we can, any of the ladies that are coming out of incarceration, out of the justice system, however you want to put it. But God is in control. And Christy said it. He can take your mess and turn it into a message. It is never too late. And believe me, those tests and those trials you've gone through, those are just for your testimony. So until next week, we will see you next Tuesday on Talk Tuesday or Tuesday Talk, however you want to say it. We'll be here. Bye-bye.